handicap. Second race on Oaks Day, and away they go. The blindfold was off quite efficiently aboard XL Power, who's pushed forward probably to lead early with out wide Varian, and also very handy is Boland Park. And then now driving up the inside in the noseband is Lorado. They're followed closely by Rebic in the light blue jacket. The purple and green stars of Fireworks just behind Totally Charming on the inside. Hortzadar is called out very wide, followed by Carolus Magnus. Hartswood up the inside of Fantastic Fox in the King Power blue and white jacket, followed back in the field by La Trinidad, Oh This Is Us, and then C-Set, and last of all is Arthur's Realm. Heading now left-handed and beginning the descent, and up ahead it's the nose-banded Lorado by a length to XL Power in second place, Varian, and then on the inside is Boland Park. They're followed then on the inner by Totally Charming from Fireworks and Rebic. Hartswood back on the inside of Fantastic Fox, Carolus Magnus, and then Hortzadar, followed by La Trinidad and Oh This Is Us, C-Set, and Arthur's Realm at the tail of the field. They swing the corner, and it's Lorado that leads from XL Power in second. Boland Park coming under a strong drive in third, chased by Totally Charming in fourth in the dark blue cap as they run down towards the final 2.5 furlongs. Lorado and Boland Park followed on the outside by XL Power. Totally Charming is getting closer, but going for a very daring gap between Boland Park, who got a knock, and Lorado. Revic down the outside. Totally Charming has come through to lead now. Totally Charming and Williambuick looking for a double on Oaks Day, and Totally Charming clearing away. Lorado, Revic giving chase with Boland Park and Fantastic Fox, but Totally Charming just holding on a bit in the closing stages, but we'll get there. Totally Charming for Revic, Fantastic Fox in third, running on for fourth, La Trinidad.
It's Buick at the double. This time it's Totally Charming. He was incredibly well backed, this horse, for George Boughey and Adrian McAlpine. Boughey, who 12 months ago to the day was enjoying one of his finest days then in his training career when he saddled the second in the Oaks. He's gone on to bigger and better things since, and now he's training winners all over the shop, including here. Williambuick, first two races, has got them won. Second is Revic, third is Fantastic Fox, and fingers crossed for Oh This Is Us, a grand campaigner, particularly at this track, who went wrong late and was heavily eased by his rider, Sean Levy. News on that to follow. It doesn't look great for Oh This Is Us, but it was an emphatic win from Totally Charming, who was backed as though that is exactly what would happen.
Yeah, he needed a career best, this horse, to continue that improvement in a better race, but he's produced it. And to be fair to him, he's won with plenty of authority as well. The gap shut on him briefly, and if he hadn't had so much in hand, that had ended his chance, but he quickened up on the back of the gap closing, and he's won well in the end. Revic ran a good race as well. He's coming back into form, threatening to win one of these soon. Lorado's given it a bold sight out in front. He set a strong pace, had them well strung out, and watched them up the home straight. Nobody wants the inside rail.
No, it'll be interesting to see whether when the rail is pushed back to full width tomorrow, whether that changes. I'm sure it will, because that's all fresh, quicker ground up the inside. But it's also interesting to note, as far as later this afternoon is concerned, Jane, and whether jockeys will start to migrate for the Oaks. Not come all the way stand side, but start to migrate further into the centre of the track.
Well, Williambuick had a decision to make. He was on the inside there from box seat 1, and he, instead of going up the inside, he opted to come centre of shot. Eventually ran a little bit tight of room, but it didn't matter. He had the horse to get out. The horse that caught my eye in the red colours was La Trinidad. He was keen in the hands of Ben Curtis, sat second last, and he made that manoeuvre up the inside as we see Oh This Is Us get eased by Sean Levy in the closing stages. Revic down the outside. Holly Doyle's horse ran well under top weight, XL Power. They didn't go too quick in front. They were able to drop anchor, but you have to say Totally Charming. If you had backed him, you're pretty much happy everywhere.
La Trinidad has got through for fourth in the end. This is a horse who is really coming to the boil, La Trinidad, but the cat's out of the bag now. He'll be ready to win next time.
Yeah, he's an eye catcher and notebook horse, if you like, isn't he, really, La Trinidad, because he's got some strong form last season. Tries to come from a long way back as well.
He's roughly in the sort of same part of the track as the winner, but the winner now dives centre of the field.
That's the interesting manoeuvre, Nick. He had the option to stay on the rail, use that as a guide. Instead, he goes basically to thread the needle, and he plays a more dangerous card. As it transpired, he won, and he would have probably won regardless of where he went, but there must be a little bit of a feeling that that's the place to be.
Yeah, and then rattling down the outside, Revic in the pale blue Midland Park colours. Carolus Magnus never really got into it. Fantastic Fox started to do his running a bit too late. XL Power, given how stewed up he got beforehand, has actually run pretty well in the circumstances.
The head-on shows that La Trinidad was also hampered, doesn't it? But
yeah.
For which he'd have finished a couple of lengths closer, so he's done really well. He got hampered just after that little bit of a melee where Totally Charming had to squeeze through the gap. Fantastic Fox, I'm pretty sure I'd stick with him. I know he might end up being one of those horses.
Is he going to be your cliff horse for the season?
He might be, but I'm pretty sure that when he gets one of these strong tempo races, he's got one in him, if you like, and it might be a little while away, but I think he'll get paid in the end.
Now this guy's won off 91 today. He's obviously going to go higher. Is he going to be effective in stakes class?
Well, it takes quite a rare horse, I think, to rack up a sequence in races on a synthetic surface, then come to a race like this on Oaks Day and really bolt up. I know there are a few hard luck stories in behind, but he had the winning of this race just about everywhere, Martin.
Yeah, it's often the case that you go up the weights through the sort of winter or weather campaigns and you then struggle to operate in these competitive turf races, but he's proven an exception to that general rule, if you like, and does give him more potential above what he'd done before.
The challenge is how you keep him in this country, isn't it now? He's going to be worth a lot of money. I'd imagine that the checkbook will be waived, and it'll be for the owners, the McAlpines, to say, no, we're going to keep going and roll the dice. How far do you think he could go, Jane?
I think he's definitely up to listed Group 3 class, and I think the way he's won today, there's more to come.
He's won the World Pool Handicap. I wonder if there will be international aspirations for Totally Charming, who has won well back today, Angus, really well backed.
Yeah, he was 4-1 joint favourite in the end, Nick. He's done it really well. From Revic 9-1, Fantastic Fox third at 11-1. The other joint favourite was Carolus Magnus, who didn't